Hey there, welcome to Collector Legion. We're doing another Hour of Devastation box opening. We got a boil in our last box, so hopefully we open another invocation, I guess is what they're called now. No more masterpieces, unfortunately, despite them having much cooler art. Look at that. The God Pharaoh in all his glory. Because we're just ridiculous. Dump them out and let's get to opening. Alright. Yeah, let's jump past all these junky comments. What do we got? Ooh, defeat. Those are pretty cool. Alright, well, we got a full art and the insect token. That's cool, but a little less than excited for our rare this time. We'll leave that right over here, the rest of them. Let's wild out too. Just go pack by pack. Don't even know where we're gonna take them from. Alright. Oh, mirror gallery. It's cool. Did a pre-release recently, and mirror gallery, one of the gods. That seems pretty good. Seen it a couple times. Oh, I thought this was the locust god for a second, but that would be weird. Oketra's Last Mercy. I was gonna call it the Last Stand. It was a fun card. I won another one that was played in the pre-release, and it feels really good when you're at 2, and then you gain 18 life against your opponent who's trying to beat you down and is now out of gas. But don't know constructed viability quite yet. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, so far 3 like semi-duds, I guess. Even though that card's pretty strong, possibly see play, being able to loot for 2 and then 4 later on if you can eternalize it. Oh, there we go. First mythic. Unesh. 6 drop, 4/4 flyer always seems pretty good. And then who knows, man? Maybe there's a bunch of other Sphinxes that we're going to be casting. I know Control played the Sphinx of the Final Word, I guess, as their finisher of choice. It can be countered and it has hexproof and all that fun stuff. Ooh, there we go. God Pharaoh's Gift. Yes, thank you. Thank you, our God Pharaoh. And we got a pretty sweet foil. Oh, look, 2 of them. 2 of them, same pack. Move that off to the side. There we go. Move those out of the way. Foils can hang out right over there. Alright, so we got 1 mythic down. Probably anywhere from 2 to 3 more to go. Hopefully we get some spicy ones. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, a braid. There we go. Oh, there we go. 2 back-to-back mythics. We were Razaketh. Sure, I'll take Demonic Tutor on a stick. Why not? A braid, also going to be one of those money uncommons in the set, so we'll set that aside as well. That's pretty cool. All right, what else we got? Kenner Scrapper's actually pretty good. Just being able, that menace is just so gross. Ooh, there we go, and a foil rare. The Earthshaker Kenra, this one actually looks really cool, and I could see this seeing some constructed play actually, just in a super aggressive red deck. Can't block, and then having the ability to do something pretty late in the late game is really good. Wildfire Eternal, a little less so possibly, but I don't know. It feels a little weird having the maybe like a blue-red spells type deck where it's going to shine the most in standard. We'll see if it gets there. Oh, okay. Apocalypse Demon. Well, the swing and a miss, but yet another foil. The Afflict on a stick with our dagger. Alright, oh, come on, packs. Alright, what do we got? Oh. Broodwater again, Liliana's Defeat. Oh, another braid. Oh, Juru. Okay. This card seems like it... I can't see it not seeing some play in standard, just because being able to find your planeswalkers is quite good. We'll set aside the defeat. Plus, late game control. It's a decent body, but you'd play 5 mana person plus tutor up a planeswalker, and the little bit of text on the bottom is actually pretty relevant, preventing 1 damage to planeswalkers you control. Oh, sweet. Hour of Man, we've got quite a few foils in this box so far. This is really cool, but eyes on the prize right over here. Hour of Devastation, one of the actual money rares from the set. Could definitely see blue-red or some red-based control deck playing this super good. Being able to actually hit planeswalkers. The problem with standard and especially the blue-red control deck from before is really good at preventing things from hitting the battlefield, but once they did, or especially a planeswalker, you were just wrecked. Oh, scavenger grounds. Actually, a little bit surprised. This one is of the rare lands. This one's actually a little higher up there. Could see some maybe it'll see some modern play. Being able to exile graveyards for free, free being you don't need to cast a spell to do it, it's on your land, especially in decks that aren't so mana hungry, so specifically color mana hungry. Seems like it'd be pretty good. Oh, Fraying Sanity, here we go, EDH All-Star. If there's a mill deck, I hope there is, it's gonna see those. Just quad, Fraying Sanity, Compelling Deterrence. I honestly don't even know what other mill cards there are just because it's pretty bad, but maybe. Here we go. Oh, this card is a house in limited. If you can play it and you have at least a couple deserts, definitely play this card. It's so good. Here we go. Some more full arts. Probably won't see much standard play just because I don't know how many of the deserts will be in standard, especially if you're playing green-based decks. Maybe a little bit later, but geez, being able to have a 5/5 for 4 and then have all of those other abilities, quite this strong card. Let's go from the middle, why don't we? All right, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Chaos Maw. Yeah, there's not much more you can say about that. So what is it? 6 cost? 7 mana? 7 mana, 6/6, and just pseudo wipes the board possibly. It's super hard to deal with, but Pouncer, that's adorable. Look at her, look at the kitty cat. Meow. Look at that. That one could see possibly some play. The Adorned Pouncers, actually, I prefer the, I don't know if it's the game day or whatever promo art that was spoiled way back when, significantly more. But this Pouncer looks scary. The other one looks adorable. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Hour of Promise. Okay. All of the hours seem pretty good, and I guess if you're in a ramp deck, this card's gonna be pretty good. Being able to search 2 more lands once you get to 5. It'll put you at 9 mana the turn after, because you're at 5, and then you play another land on the 6th turn plus 2 more from here. So 6, 7, 8, yeah, you're getting pretty close, especially if you were able to ramp previously. All of the hours seem pretty good, and then, well, obviously the Hour Promise if you happen to have deserts, but I don't know the standard viability of deserts quite yet. What do we got? Oh, here we go. Nice. So another foil. We're at 5 on the box so far. That's pretty good. One of them being a rare, and then Neheb. I have seen a lot of this mythic, more so than actually any of the other mythics. Over the course of a couple pre-releases, I've seen like 10 of this one opened, by far more than any of the other mythics of the set. I don't know. I'm not saying that particularly means anything. It's a pretty good card, especially in limited. Maybe it'll see constructed play, but it's weird that there's so many of them. Oh, here we go. Claim to Fame might as well be a rare. Considering it's about $2 right now, a little bit more than that. Death Shadow is going to really like this card, being able to get it back or get back a Snapcaster and then snap back the Claim to Fame. It seems pretty good. And Bulk, cool. Yeah, I don't see a card that when it enters it gives +2/+2 and then +4/+4 to a creature being all too relevant, especially because all it does is pump. It doesn't add evasion, it doesn't give trample or anything like that, which is probably what would have put that card kind of over the top in terms of constructed playability. Here we go, yet another foil. That's pretty cool. It looks really cool. The card's pretty good, especially if you have like just anywhere from 3 maybe to 5 cycling type cards. This card makes it really difficult for your opponent to block. Not that blocking is particularly good in this format anyway. Oh, here we go, Torment of Hailfire. Yeah, seems pretty solid, maybe as a finisher. Really expensive if it's actually going to be your finisher, but I guess if some black-based decks end up also wanting to ramp, or I don't know. It's a bit dicey, but the effect is pretty sweet. Discarding cards or sacrificing permanents or losing life. Oh, sweet. And we got another Mirage Mirror. That card, I don't know. I could see it. I could see the Mirage seeing play just because The effect, I don't want to necessarily say that the effect is unique, but it is so versatile, and it's relatively cheap. Oh, we're gonna do one of these. Go from the back. Oh, right. Well, that's unfortunate. Not particularly anything good. So more bulk, but hey, we need those two, I guess. For every hit, you're gonna have more than a couple misses. But that's what makes these so much fun. Because maybe you'll open the Bolas. We're also only 2 mythics into it, so potential for maybe 1 to 2 more. Oh, there we go. Ahmed Eternal. Here is a card that is a house, and that I could also see seeing constructed play. Whew. 5/5 on turn 3 in sealed or draft is gross. So difficult to deal with, but also 5/5 on for turn 3 in standard. That can get in, and especially backed up with all of the removal spells that are in standard. Notably, it doesn't get, it can get fatal pushed, it's just a little difficult to get fatal pushed. And so that, oh, here we go, another claim to fame, I'll take that. Oh, Hostile Desert. One of the, actually, this is another one of the land that's not too bad. Exiling, hey, Evolving Wilds increases the viability of this card significantly in standard, and obviously if the deserts gain any popularity, the ones that you sacrifice. There may or may not be the cycling deserts in like a new revamped version of the New Perspectives deck. That was the deck that, cycling for free, and possibly cycle the deserts, and maybe that one could be a sideboard plan. There we go, Supreme Will, another one of those money uncommons. It's not much, but more so than many of the other uncommons in the set. Ooh, Abandoned Sarcophagus. Yeah, sure, I'll cast my cyclers for free. Once again, there's a lot of potential help to that New Perspectives deck that we saw that kind of petered out after the first couple weeks of New Standard when M and Ket first came out. I'm excited to see the new toys that it gets. And now with some of these cards, Hostile Desert, it has a land that it can activate for cheap and attack with. A bunch of the other cycling type cards, or even the 5 mana 4/4 that gets cheaper. Oh look, we got another Earthshaker Kenra. The 5 mana 4/4 that gets cheaper when you cycle. I could see it having a different sideboard plan, so that say the Approach of the Second Sun gets Lost Legacied away or whatever. You actually have a way to win. Multiple defeats in the same pack. That's cool. Oh, Driven to Despair. Oh man, I was able to Driven in one of my pre-releases and attack in with 3 big green things, draw a bunch of cards, and then the next turn Despair, and yeah, Despair was exactly how I would describe my opponent at that point. It's pretty fun. I'm glad when I can cause my opponents to groan. It's almost better than winning. It's not, but it's close. It's close. Riddle Form. Probably another one that's going to see some play. Ooh, Hour of Eternity. All right. The effect is really expensive. It's 5 mana to reanimate one thing, 7 for 2, and 9 for 3. But the card starts, it scales very, very quickly. 5 to reanimate to get a 4/4 back. If the target's good, it's not great, but you'll do it. 7 is really good, and 9 is just banana sauce. I don't know where banana sauce came from, but we're just gonna take it. Either ignore me when I said it, or adopt it yourself. This pack's sweet. We've got Crucible of Worlds on wheels, and we've got the Nimble Obstructionist. Nimble Obstructionist by itself definitely gonna see some play, but especially this foil looks pretty good. It looks like it's shooting like some laser beams out of its hand right over there. I like it. I like it. And this box is, the latter half is looking pretty good, or has looked pretty good so far. And another word on the Ranumap Excavator. It's pretty cool, adding the redundancy to those types of decks that would have played and get value off Crucible. Sure. Refuse to Cooperate. I don't think there's going to be a blue-red tempo type deck. Who knows? Maybe while Weaver of Lightning, the 1/4 with reach for 3 when you cast a spell does a damage to an opponent's creature. Maybe there's that kind of deck, and Thermo Alchemist. Maybe the Refuse to Cooperate could see some play in there, but I'm not too hopeful. Oh gosh, this card is broken. The Angel of Condemnation. Just If you have this card in your limited deck, then you're already significantly ahead of your opponents. Basically, when you get to play this, it's up to you to lose the game. That's how good that card is. It's so good at stabilizing. The vigilance is absurd because the fact that you're able to attack and use the effect just puts such a clock on your opponent. You can block a thing with it, and then if they use a trick, you can exile it too. It's gross. Oh, look, a land. Endless Sands. Thanks, Noah Bradley, for blinding us. Have yet to see this card in a foil. I really want to because I have a feeling I won't be able to see afterwards. And look, another foil. All right, last couple of packs. Maybe Invocation. Maybe that's all I ask for. Is that too much? I don't think so. Defeat, struggle. Oh, look, another Fraying Sanity. We've actually gotten 2 doubles in this pack. 3 if you count the Kenra Shaper or whatever. We got the... Actually, don't even remember what the first one is, but double Fraying Sanity is not exactly where you want to be for value of your box, but there's junk rares for a reason. Here we go, Hollow One. This is exactly the card that I was talking about earlier. Cycling, costs 2 less, new perspective deck just wants to cycle, and it can play this for free quite a bit of the time. And the fact that it also cycles itself is pretty good. We've got 2 more packs. All right, here we go. Invocation, Invocation. And, Swarm Intelligence, more bulk blue rares. Maybe Commander card, being able to copy instants and sorceries, but yeah, unfortunately that won't see any competitive play. If I'm wrong, tell me, please do. I'd like to be wrong, but I know I'm not. And another Wildfire Eternal. Well, okay, sure. Let's gather all of these up together and see, kind of glance over quickly what we got. Wildfire Eternal, Swarm, Hollow, Fraying. So far, okay, one decent one. One decent rare. This is half a decent rare. Supreme Will, uncommon. Okay. All right, Claim to Fame, 2 of those. That's not too bad. The Ahmed Eternal, Mirror, Image, Gallery, whatever. Claim to Fame, Neheb, our Mythic. The Hour, always got to separate the Hours because, yeah, I think the Hours are going to see play, certainly, especially this red one right here, super good. A Braid, Juru is going to see play for sure. Razaketh and Yunesh. Okay, not bad. And our foils. Got a lot of them. Nimble Obstructionist, that's pretty decent right there. And our cool Kenra, or Earthshaker Kenra. Overall, not the best box, but certainly far from the worst. We've seen Amonkhet before, and we'll definitely see some Hour of Devastation boxes that are far from ideal given the constructed playability of a lot of the cards or the value of a lot of these cards. But all right, so far so good. And thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you in some more of these. Peace.